Hey, this is Chris and Lamb of God. You're watching Rock and Metal News.
Hey guys, this is Ron from YouTube's Rock and Metal News, and looks like there was a big announcement today, January 25th. They announced the bands for the Mayhem Festival, and we were thinking, providing the thoughts about the bands that are on the tour and what we think of the tour this year. The main stage for this summer's Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Festival will feature Slipknot, Slayer, and a major special guest, which will be announced on March the 5th. The fourth slot on the main stage will feature a rotation of the Devil Wears Prada, As I Lay Dying, and Asking Alexandria. In 2012, the tour was upgraded the production on the festival stage, and this year the Jagermeister Stage will feature a very special headline set by Anthrax, supported by rotation of the Devil Wears Prada, As I Lay Dying, and Asking Alexandria, along with Whitechapel, High on Fire, and the Jagermeister Battle of the Bands local winter opener band.
So some of the bands that will be releasing albums around the Mayhem Festival tour will be Slayer around after the tour, so they might introduce maybe one or two new songs on their live set at Mayhem, and Whitechapel's new album is supposed to come out during Mayhem, and also Asking Alexandria's album. So there's a variety of bands on this year's lineup. Slipknot, a new metal band, and we got a thrash metal band, Slayer, and then we got two like metalcore bands that you would see on Warped, which is quite interesting that they would add them this year. Maybe they're trying to get lots of different fans of different kinds of subgenres of music to the festival, but one thing they left out was like death metal or black metal fans, because there's not one death metal or black metal band on there, and there usually is most of the time. And I think that the variety is a very good thing for this year. They're going to sell lots of tickets because of the different varieties of bands, and there's going to be like thrash people coming for like Anthrax and Slayer, and then there's going to be people that are just going to come for like some of the scene stuff like Devil Wears Prada and Asking Alexandria. And then there will be people like me and Ron from Rock and Metal News that like all of the bands. So about the band that's going to be announced on March 5th, that's going to be right before Slayer on the main stage, I think it's possibly going to be Motorhead from what I'm reading on the internet, or it possibly could be Korn. I've heard rumors of that, and Five Finger Death Punch. And supposedly Jeremy in an interview said that they're going to be on Mayhem Fest this year. Maybe he was meaning Uproar, I have no idea, but they could very well be the unannounced band. So comment down below who you guys want it to be. It's going to be very interesting when they announce it. So on my thoughts on the entire lineup, I love every single band. I haven't seen some of the bands, which it's going to be really interesting to see. Slipknot puts on the greatest performance you'll ever see. Slayer is just amazing to watch live. Even though they just stand there and play, it's still amazing. And I've never seen Anthrax before, never seen Asking Alexandria. Whitechapel we just saw with Devil Wears Prada, and those are two very good live bands. And I've seen High on Fire with Mastodon, and it's going to be a very interesting show, and it's going to be, I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely awesome.
My thoughts on the Mayhem Festival 2012 bands. I think that they have a lot of old school bands on there that have been around for a while, like Anthrax. I've seen them a couple times with Joey Belladonna and John Bush singing. I always liked Anthrax. I think they'll put on a good show, especially with their new live material from their new album. Slayer, geez, probably saw them about 10 times, so Slayer's always good. I mean, the songs they write, there's classic Slayer songs, so that'll be pretty cool. Slipknot's good live too. I think that's going to be a good end of the show. I mean, Slipknot put on a really good performance. There's not a dull moment in the Slipknot show, that's for sure. One of the bands I haven't seen, which I'm looking forward to, is As I Lay Dying. That would be a real cool band to see live. I think they're sort of up and coming, breaking through now. And we saw High on Fire last time. They have a new album that's going to be out, so that'll be cool to see High on Fire again. And Yeah, I thought the bands were kind of like a real bit of old school. They have a couple of Warped Tour type bands in there, which I'm familiar with. I've seen both of the bands, so it'll be interesting to see how they mix in with the kind of thrash bands there. But overall, I'm happy with the lineup for myself, and the mysterious band that hasn't been announced yet. I hope, usually, I mean, we've seen Five Finger Death Punch there a couple of times, so they always put on a good show. I would say I hope it's Motorhead. And that's my thoughts for Mayhem Fest 2012. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe.